Welcome back, everyone. So, the question we're answering now is: are all goals born equal? When we think about goal setting, do we approach all of them the same way? Piyush, what do you have to say about this?
It's a very simple, resounding no for me because I think how I treat and perceive my different goals varies directly depending on the duration for which this goal's gonna be active, and just the relative importance that I associate with it and what part of my life it's gonna help me improve. um that's just two things, right? There's so much that can vary with these because it is you're essentially just prescribing some structure to something that you really want to do. For me, goals have worked when I just use them as a tool to provide structure to something that's coming up in me organically. When it's not that I struggle, and goal setting can be more helpful in situations in which you don't necessarily have the intrinsic or the inherent motivation built into you. I wake up every morning and I don't need to set the goal of cooking myself lunch because I enjoy doing that thoroughly. But I do have to set some goals around my job search because naturally, physiologically, I've come to dread it. But so um, for me, every goal looks different, and one of the biggest factors that dictates how it's different is where that goal comes from. It can come from a place of discomfort, and it can also come from a place of comfort. It just really depends for me. So I'd have to say every goal looks different based on what the underlying components of that goal are and where exactly it is that it's coming from. Yep.
What about you, Akshay?
Yeah, I completely agree with Piyush. And honestly, the first thing I was thinking was like he said like resounding no, and like I usually like whenever people say resounding, I hear like yes. I was like really, and then I was like no, I was like, oh, okay, cool, I'm with you, I'm with you. But yeah, um, it's like how a lot of people are similar, but then everybody is like technically different. So similarly, I see the same way with goals as well. They can be very similar. They can be very close, but at the end of the day, each goal is different, and it can even be the same goal at a different time, and because of that, it's different because the circumstances that goes towards achieving it or towards not achieving it, will be different, and the people with you at the same time, like not with you at the same time, are different, and because of that, saying yes kind of like feels like if somebody did say yes, which I know she has an answer here, but like I'm gonna go with it. Which is if somebody does say yes, I feel like they probably just haven't thought a lot about this because and I could be completely wrong. Somebody can write down in the comments for like why I'm wrong, but the reason I say this is that when somebody does say yes, I feel like it's done more from like the insecurity angle of like from like okay, I have this under my control. It's basically the same, right? And because of that, it's sort of like putting it in the same box, something like that, which is completely fine. You don't just because it's like a different goal doesn't mean you have to go about it in different ways. Something you might just have to do the same things. I'm just saying the goals are not really the same, and your priorities might not be the same. And because of that, just because this was important to you earlier doesn't mean it's important to you now. So by knowing that they're different, you allow yourself to be a bit more flexible. That maybe if you got the chance to meet your dream person, like a sportsman or like a news anchor, whoever you're like some rich person, and then you're like you have a goal. You're like yeah, sure, goals are there, but like I want to meet this person. So like have some flexibility, so you'll be able to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. So, my takeaway from what both of you have shared is if you're about to set a goal in your life, consider the following things. One, what is your motivation in achieving that goal? Is it something intrinsic? Is it something that you think you should be doing? Is it something you absolutely have to do? Take all of those things into account. Two, think about the context. Do you have the resources that you need? Who's going to help you in achieving them? Do this thing that I learned from one of my strategy classes. It's called a SWOT analysis. So a strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So if you're setting a big goal in your life, for example, if you want to get physically active in some way, shape, or form, then what are your strengths with that? What has worked for you in the past? What are the threats to that? What could get in your way? So take that context into account. And then third, what are the rewards that are possible? So if it's a goal like that's more abstract, like you're trying to not do something, then you might need to attach some kind of tangible reward to it. And if it's, if the reward is already attached to you meeting that goal, then you just have to focus on getting there as soon as you can. So take your motivation, take your context, and also take the rewards possible into account. But the other question that I would love to talk about is, once you set your goal, does your commitment or does your belief in that goal matter? So we will catch you next time in our discussion about that.
See you then.
Oh, you're still here? Well, thanks for getting to the end of the video. Hey, while you're still here, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get new updates when we post videos. Also, make sure to check out these equally exciting videos as well. Have you pressed it yet? Come on, you have 5 seconds left. 3, 2, press it now!